Okay, so Commissioner Jessup, since we last visited with you, the DMV indicated they're looking at some inefficiencies and see what things we can do to improve the experience for customers and decrease the wait times. What are some things that have already occurred?
Yeah, so what we've already done is look to where we have resources to be able to do things like road test teams, where we have dedicated examiners who are just doing road tests. What that does is it allows us to be able to keep examiners in our workstations to be able to handle other transactions that may be shorter transactions, while individuals who need knowledge tests and road tests are doing those. So the other thing that we're doing is streamlining our HR process. In the last interview, I mentioned that we had vacancies. And so we've placed on our website a constant posting for driver's license examiners. This is a position that we often have vacancies for. So this will be a constant posting on the state's website. We're looking to get those positions filled as quickly as possible and trying to continue to improve our efficiency in the hiring process. The other thing that we're doing is looking at shorter transactions, and creating express lines for those shorter transactions. That means renewals, duplicates, and state identification cards. Those are typically quick transactions that we can do in under 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes less time than that, and we're trying to get customers who have those types of transactions in and out the door. And customers who have longer transactions, well, unfortunately they have to wait and they may have someone to go in front of them. But the key to this is to keep the line moving so that they can move up in the process as well.
Anything with offices that are busier, are there things that your current staff can do to kind of help alleviate any pressure points with Real ID and so forth?
Yeah, so, well, a couple of things we're doing inside the office. We have testing stations where individuals, whether they're taking a CDL knowledge test or just a regular driver's license knowledge test, where we have testing stations available, we're making sure that customers who are in line and waiting can go ahead and take those tests so that they don't have to do that once they get to the examiner station. So that's going to shave some time off of our process. And we're doing things like that to make sure we're making sure that customers are we're checking their documents when they get in line. So we have greeters who are checking documents, making sure that we're informing the public about the wait times, trying to identify customers in line who have quick transactions so that we can get them through our express lanes.
Anything else you may want to add right now? Are there people that need to come to the DMV immediately versus people who might be able to wait?
Yeah, so the truth of the matter is that if, Real ID is not mandatory, but it will be required or make the transaction easier when you're trying to get beyond TSA checkpoints come October 1, 2020. So there's some time right now between that deadline and, and now. So what we're asking people to do is to evaluate whether they actually need the Real ID. If they're due for a renewal or they want a duplicate, it's up to them entirely whether they want to get the Real ID. We're encouraging that, of course, because we don't want long lines come 2020, the year 2020, and we don't want long lines at airports either. So we're encouraging people to get their Real ID, but if you don't need it now, you can make an appointment. Appointments are out in the future because those slots are filling up fast. We're trying to figure out how we can make that appointments process more efficient and trying to bring on more opportunities for individuals to make appointments from things like pop-up offices and so forth. So we're looking at every option that we can think of to decrease these lines and get services rendered to those individuals who need it.